I'm all right, as long as we don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
अब चल रहा है।
Stinks of the food. What kind of rat would sell such things?
The kind that don't fancy starving along with the rest of this town.
Keeping it together, Bree.
Rations. We've got to take what we
As
can
long
get.
as we don't think about it too much.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you led me lucky to stand in a town protected by magic. I'll not be lured away from my post by some fork-tongued hearsay. Go and tell someone that gives a damn. Traitors will not be tolerated in Driftwood. We even dragged the sorcerer's Meister out of town to be hung, so her blood would not stain these cobbles.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
The Magister is rubbing the dirt off his robes, none the worse for wear, apparently, from the blast of magic that knocked him off his...
You! The supposed source hunter! I'd be whining and dining aboard the Lord Dread if it weren't for you. Your meddling in Magister affairs had better be worth it. A man of stature wouldn't be moored on a dock with no one but dead fish for company. But here I am and here you are, so... to business. Now answer me. Did you meet with a Magister caravan on your way into town? The hour's growing late and I'm beginning to worry something might have gone. By the bishop's bones, you saw it? Out with it, man. What happened? Dwarves! The pox on those bearded devils. Raymond, that old goat, always suspecting there's more to the Driftwood dwarves than meets the eye. Too many things have gone wrong along Reaper's Coast to attribute to bad luck. Magister ship sinking. Rumour has it the Dwarvian Queen herself is behind these acts of sabotage. That is what I want you to prove. They've always been snakes in the grass. Cheap labour, sure. And hard workers too. Half of them are their Queen's spies. Her eyes, her ears, her poison-pouring hands. You know what Queen Justinia is like, surely. A tyrant and a master strategist to boot. There's a local thug, Lohar. He runs an operation out...
It may be interesting to have a word with him. Find out what he's up to. Where I really want you to ferret around is Reaper's Bluffs, to the west of Driftwood.
It's wild territory, remote and hostile, where I believe the dwarves may have set up a base of operations away from prying eyes. Should you find any such place, and better yet, proof that Lohar is working in behalf of Queen Justinia in that case, go forth.
Never forget it.
Aye, the giant take... Let it be known henceforth to each and every subject here and everywhere that, in the absence of our beloved Alexander, Bishop Divine, slain with malice and injustice by foul sorcerers, as were let fly by the perfidious lizards of the ancient empire, with the aid and abettancy of the treacherous dwarven kingdom, the Divine Order of Lucian is now let Dallas, Hammer of the Divine, Saviour of the sorcerers, and new deliverer of the peoples of the Hammer, shall take counsel from her most trusted advisers. Hail to the hammer, 7 times blessed.
Dallas leads the order. Lucian will be rolling in his grave.
The dead don't care. It's the living who should be fearful.
Right away.
What's this? Damn it, Barwell, you're supposed to be stopping intruders. There's still a fugitive on the loose.
It's Belworth, sir. And the fugitive's description doesn't match.
I don't care. Keep on alert until this fiend's head is on a spike. I don't want to end up like the others. Now, you, what do you want, lizard? You can't just come in here as you please. There's Manchester's missing. I'm trying to conduct a bloody investigation. Ah, I see. You're sniffing around for a reward. Well, there'll be gold for anyone who helps us bring this mess to an end. Otherwise, you won't get a damn thing. He's a tinkerer type, named Higba. Grey beard and a dark cloak, according to reports. He's still here somewhere. He can't have gotten out of Driftwood. Not past our barricade. If you see anything, tell me or my men at once. Otherwise, keep the hell out of our way. Well, do you know anything? Stop wasting my... Surrounded by incompetence. I deserve a better posting. Elsa, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some...
The Magister turns to you with a scowl. He already seemed immensely...
What?
The Magister
Keep out of it! That's what I want to know. Stuck here with those silent things. The new leadership ought to learn to respect its veterans. We're the ones who uphold the rule of law, not white ponces like Raymond and Jonathan.
A sly smile creeps across the...
Aye, and sooner than you might think, if the rumours are true. Let's just say, there's other places where I'd be appreciated more than I am in Driftwood.
The Magister loses some of his bluster.
I ain't saying. It's a secret for loyal members of the Divine Order only.
डालता हूँ घूमने जा रहा हूँ यार बड़े बेकार हो गए सारे काट दोगे
Who asked you? You're not even supposed to be down here.
The Magister glances around the cells, before ripping the keys from his belt and casting them aside.
This isn't the Divine Order I signed up for. Not anymore. I'm done.
Ooh. How funny. सारी क्वेस्ट आ गई।
Passion's unblinking eyes regard you from beneath the silent watcher's cowl.
Oh, इसने same armor पहना नहीं देता. What the fuck? वो उनके चला गया. I think वो वापस आएगा. यहाँ पे मैंने पढ़ा था. Oh नहीं. हाँ, I think. Niggas are armor पहना है इस wizard. ये मुझे लग रहा है ये नहीं मेरे ख्याल दोनों की दो डिफरेंस है इसने मेरे ख्याल से वो वाला पहना फिनेस आर्मर हाँ फिनेस not just me, right? Mountain of China, but still on. Okay, that's how you know. Yeah. मैं जेल में हूँ हाँ जेल है
The Magister grumbles under...
Bloody bastard will never get my name right. I've been under his command for almost a year. That's all you have to say. You may as well leave me...
इतने सारे हैं ये आप क्वेस्ट देखो Mastering the source, Warders awakens. Sahida's reward. Shadow over Driftwood. Search the abandoned house. Driftwood Arena.
My incompetence. I deserve a better posting. Elsa, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some.
Right away.
Chapter 4.
Bellwether, I need those records stamped.
Right away.
हाँ मैजिस्टर साहिबा को बचा था.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Careful, sorcerer. The reddish...
Please, why would I kill Lucian's second most charming son?
A Magister guard approaches. Behind her, on the gallows, 2 lizards. One in a Magister uniform hangs dead from her neck. The other hangs from her hands, still alive.
Step away from the prisoner, reptile!
Do you even know what they've done?
That's internal order business. You do well to leave it alone. Let's just say Zeus and there was a... You're going to... What, now? She betrayed Alexander. I'd sooner die than free her.
I did not kill Alexander, stupid.
I'll regret this, I know I will. All right, I'll stand aside.
The lizard hangs from the gibbet, her face blooded and her scales discoloured. Her eyes are closed, but her tongue flickers.
Welcome to Driftwood, God-woken.
One bloody eye cracks open, glittering gold appearing from beneath the swollen lid.
Chased you all the way here from Fort Joy, did they? Very well then, cut me down. There is work to be done. Or indeed you could stand there gawping as if you were a cow ordered to dance a reel. This is a masterful performance. I would applaud it, but well.
The lizard grimaces, shifting awkwardly as she dangles.
I am in intense pain, kin. You are either insufferably cruel or insufferably stupid. Be quick about it. Who knows when that magistrate might return? God's teeth, it feels good to move again. Now, best scurry off before that magister wanders back. Meet me at my home in Driftwood, and we can see what you're made of.
तरह से करते हैं।
The Meister's back! The Meister's back! She doesn't feel like playing, but...
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pearl with my unmentionable.
Damnable red cloak baboons. गालियाँ ये लोग टाइप देते हैं. Baboons. वैसे to be honest. कोई ना.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket.
I swear by the seven, if we did not have more important matters to attend to.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to her wounds.
इसको वैसे मिला है बबून मुझे अच्छा लगा इसका किस्सा है इसकी सेकंड वाइफ को मारी तो सामने हमारी फर्स्ट वाइफ को एक हेल्प सेकंड वाइफ को भी एक हेल्प इज इन की वो बैलेंस और थर्ड वाइफ को भी डिजर्ट क्या हो रहा है Did you hear that, my fans?
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. In your case, more than I suspect, man, God or even reptile can provide. However, we must soldier on. It is not enough to be God-woken in order to ascend to divinity. There is a process.
As she speaks, the Meister uncorks a vial of shimmering liquid, sauce. She lets a couple of drops fall on her hand, but instead of infusing with her body, they quickly evaporate on her scale. She stares at the empty spot on her palm for a long moment before turning back to you, continuing as if nothing had happened.
A process by which God-woken may ascend. It begins with discovering your deepest self, delving into your own soul.
The Meister slams her hand on the table, sending the bowl and medical supplies bouncing.
Do you think me some moonstruck fool? Some tittering peasant impressed by the mighty God-woken? I don't give an orc's wit for what else you need to do. Come, we've wasted enough time hanging about, so to speak. Fortunately, the Magister's brought much more to our fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall. I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. Push the button. Your talent for following simple instructions fills me with wonder and pride.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm a walker.
Now, kindly go to the vault and enter the combination. I shall call it out as you go.
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Gleaming under the dim light, the metallic dial almost seems to wink at you.
The metallic dial seems to wink at you.
Taking your time, you carefully enter the combination. The metallic sounds of the tumblers falling within the mechanism let you know you entered the code correctly.
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, Godwoken.
Ancient ruins, weird contraptions. This place is an arcanist's dream.
Wow, look at all those diamonds. Dolarlar balık ne aramıyor? Balık ne yapıyor? Bilmiyorum. Cup oil. Jar.
Orange नहीं है.
ठीक है. ज़्यादा.
The Maester is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that. Her face seems grim as she turns to you.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken? And you, in your infinite wisdom, would know what is better? You would judge your enemies without prejudice and make decisions that could hurt your own for the greater good? No. Becoming the divine means taking on the power of all the gods and the responsibility for all the races. The Divine was created by the gods to shelter us from the void. The Divine cannot use his power for anything else. Very well, then. Let's see if we can't snatch divinity from the jaws of the void. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction aflame, and then inhale the smoke.
Drop some blackroot, mix it in a bowl.
Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a dire sense of existential dread. They're all perfectly normal. Although you will need to sacrifice a little sauce along the way. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Sauce in the glowing fountain. Ritual in the tome by the bookcase. Even an incinerator to provide a flame.
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
Quite. Mind you, being torn asunder by a Voidwoken would be even more inconvenient. So if you wouldn't mind...
The Meister points sharply to the ingredients cupboard.
Once, although not by a god-woken. My assistant did not believe that one had to be chosen by a god to become divine.
She waves a bandaged hand absent-mindedly, wincing slightly.
A headstrong and thoughtless girl, but the experience was... was quite educational. From observing her, I gather that the ritual involves inhaling the smoke, a lot of screaming, and a rather sudden death. Well, certainly. It is not my place to police the stupidity of others. I have to admit I was curious. Imagine if it had been a success. Why, then anyone could have ascended. Even I, alas. Success was beyond her reach. Quite fascinating to watch, though. I've never seen a body burn from the inside out before.
You never doing one here.
And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the cloisterwood to fetch you more blackroot.
Never mind.
Opening the door, you see, after a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot nestled between the grated dragon's tongue and Drudene oil. You gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard. As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling slowly, sinking into the depths of your own soul.
The deepest recess of my soul. But it looks like the Hall of Echoes.
What the fuck? Attack me? Me kayak gitu Mel. What the fuck? मेरा क्लोन क्यों खड़ा हो? ये क्या हो रहा है सामने? ये देखो.
Aye, the giant, ask away, shield.
How to explain it, Quercus?
Do you think giants understand chivalric orders? Can they conceive of honor, of faith?
All of echoes. यहाँ पे supposedly gods रहते हैं.
Oh, Quercus, I am not talking down to it. Quite literally the opposite, in fact. I just worry it won't treat a group of mystic squirrel knights forming a doomsday cult dedicated to ending the world with a giant acorn with the seriousness it deserves.
The squirrel and the cat both look at you, their stares unforgiving.
You see, this is exactly what I'm talking about, Quercus. Yes, it has shown it can adapt to unexpected circumstances. The thing that you must understand about the Knights of Dre is that they are utter fanatics. Nothing matters to them but the return of the great acorn and the destruction of the giant races. Quercus and I, we have come across this cult before. We have seen what they can do. I cannot let that happen to Rivellon, and I alone have the magical expertise to stop them. Not that it matters. No one else will even listen. For that, if nothing else, you have my thanks. Now, indeed, Quercus.
Bathed in the half-light of these starless barrens, you spot a figure you could only describe as a second self. It looks haggard and weak, its very voice but a feeble echo of your own.
My chosen, come closer, so that you may see me, as you will see when you look.
The apparition clasps your face in its shaking hands. You suddenly feel your eyes tingle. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and whites become glorious bursts of color, then fade back into their accustomed spectrum.
Blind eyes shine brightly. Speak the spell, and see.
Oh, मुझे नई स्पेल मिली है. Spirit.
Gone is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the goddess Zolstissa in all her spectral glory.
You know me now, don't you? I saved you from drowning. I blessed you, made you powerful. And now I've come to seek some power in return. Your god-woken soul is my last refuge, my last bastion. May as well make the best of what you have.
Zolstissa nourishes herself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside yourself.
Ah, yes. Just what I needed. I tell you, dying just doesn't become a god. Immortality is only permanent, my dear, until one day it simply ceases to be. The void itself is hunting down the gods, leeching us in ways we never thought possible. Droplet by droplet, we are being drained. We are battling for our very survival. It's a battle we're losing, and should we truly lose, all will be cast into oblivion. Our battle is a work in progress. I never said we can't turn the tide. You must realize that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now as one. Together we are a force to be reckoned with. But if we seek to survive the onslaught of the void, we stand no chance unless we become vastly more powerful than we are now. That means there is but one place we can go. The Well of Ascension. It most certainly will be. The Well of Ascension is a lake, a pool of pure source.
in which the powers of the Seven lie united. We gave them up freely to create the first divine. Each of us donated half of that which makes us gods. To bathe in the lake is to become our chosen. That is where the road to divinity leads, and you must be the first to reach it at all costs. It was a time of selflessness and sacrifice in the face of our old enemy. It was an act of heroism and a dreadful mistake to boot, which we must rectify. The void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension. Not to bathe in the source of the Seven, but to take it. Only he who claims everything will be everything. The Void's doom, this world's liberator. It's very simple, really. They will either bow to you or be undone. But of course, that is what they are saying to their own god Woken as we speak. We both know they won't bow. Just like we both know you will never bow to them. Only one can become a god strong enough to safeguard our world. One at the expense of all others. So make no mistake, my champion. Chances are the road to divinity will be paved with dead gods. Their blood on your murderous hands. But don't let that dismay you. For these sins will be washed clean by the knowledge you committed them to save all of existence. To save your kin and your loved ones. They will be at your mercy, which is vastly preferable to you being at theirs, wouldn't you? So fret not, but revel in the promise of the lake. I will lead you there when you're ready, when you've become a true master of the Source and speak the language of creation itself. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source like only a god Woken can, and wield its most powerful spells.
Laughter rolls and echoes into infinity.
You flatter me, my chosen. But if all I had to do was give, you would long since have received. We are I now. The spells you need to know I will teach you when you are ready. But first you must learn to channel the Source in greater volumes. That is why you need to seek masters of the Source. You must make them teach you, so that you may become a master in turn. So, return to Rivellon, and seek out these sages where they dwell. Convince them to share with you their deep-seated bond with the Source. Once you have, you may return to me here.
अब बोला क्या कह रहे हो?
And so much more. But I'm no longer who I once was, bound to you as I've become. I will teach you what I can, but the knowledge that will expand the bounds of your soul, that you'll have to hunt for yourself. Something that'll make you understand that for a god, there is precious Source is. It is a constant. You have the vision of a god now. Speak the spell during your best of luck, my...
हाँ क्या कह रहे हो? हाँ ये देखो कैमरा इशू आ ऐसे इसको मार सकते हैं
The Meister stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired and bruised, but determined.
Still alive? Gods above, there might be something to you after all.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What do you know?
She sighs impatiently as you hack up the last of the green smoke.
You can't channel enough sauce? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? I know exactly what must be done. You must find a master of sauce. And I could have helped you once, but no longer. The purging which the Magisters included as part of their service was quite efficient. They stripped me of my sauce.
हाँ क्या कह रहे थे? Sorry मैंने सुना. Hello.
Not enough to silence me, but enough that I would not turn their insides to lime. Enough to sever my link to the font from which all source flows. And certainly enough that I cannot train you. So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only source masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turned into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contain. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. Were the circumstances any different, I would indeed agree. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what the cost. No matter what is asked of you.
The Meister doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments, she regains her composure, wiping a thin smear of blood from the corner of her mouth.
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. And you do not seem to be paying attention. Sorcerers, evil, controlling your source, saving Riverlot. Your focus, your only focus, must be on... My, you have been a busy little creature, haven't you? You may need to visit several of them. I doubt anyone would be willing to give up all of their secrets.
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic. She hisses in frustration and starts to bind the gash.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever it takes.
Quercus, what are you looking at? Egad, stop gawking at the shield. You ought to be quite used to such journeys into that stone realm by now. Meanwhile, the acorn draws nearer. I read through some tomes I saw that cranky old lizard carrying. Some fascinating leads, but nothing like the power we need to stop the Knights of Dre and their wicked plot. Our gargantuan friend is easily impressed. Wait until it learns that I'm a knight, a scholar, and a wizard capable of saving the world. No, of course it knows that already, Quercus. Yes, I'm aware it's the entire basis of our partnership. No, I most certainly do not feel the need to return the compliment. I owe our shield my life several times over. I hardly need to grovel and thank it each time. I'm sure it knows I appreciate it. Now, if you're quite finished ogling your favorite long-legged scratching post, you need to get on and save the world already.
If you're quite finished ogling your favorite long-legged scratching post, किस तरह लाता है ये? क्या किधर क्या कहीं वो टेक्स्ट बॉक्स में लिखा हुआ है क्या? अच्छा ये स्पिरिट ऑफ द अप्रेंटिस ये बता रही थी ना ये लिजर्ड लेडी कि इसकी कोई अप्रेंटिस मर गई थी यही रिचुअल करके जो हमने अभी किया तो ये वो होगी तो हमें पावर मिली हम डेड लोगों को
Well now, how's my favorite god woken?
Ivan smiles and salutes. The spirit of an elegant elven woman materializes before you. She's...
You can see me. A god woken in my presence. You honor me.
The spirit looks at you regretfully.
It is hard to hear of such power and not covet it for yourself. I lie to myself and convince myself that I am special. But I am not special.
The Meister sits slumped in her chair. You notice that some of her scales...
What news? Can you channel enough source? Are you powerful enough to proceed? Of course, my suppliers... You can find more in the cloister woods to the northwest of Driftwood. Hardly a charming place, but it grows nowhere else. Then why, pray tell, are you...
Fine. कौन बात हो रही है? हाँ वो ये करते थे जैसे हर घंटे बाद ना ये जो होते हैं ना दुकानदार जो ट्रेडर्स होते हैं ये आते रहते हैं ये आके क्या करते हैं ये इक्विपमेंट लाते थे ठीक है तो वो वेट करते रहते थे ना तो जो बेस्ट इक्विपमेंट आता था वो उठा लेते थे लेवल उसका इतना ज्यादा नहीं होगा French. मैं भी किधर गया
I've got sword fighters, mages, archers, all willing to fight by your side if the price is right.
सारी कुकिंग क्वेस्ट दे दो
Better get out there before Maldus makes it all the way past Arks, all right? That's right. Lost one of my best lads, Anhar. Well, we will, once the Reds turn down the alarm a bit. Their jump here's all hell for the moment. Won't do anyone any good to run whatever needs doing.
Tell the truth now. Do as in step off, lest you want a taste.
Leave me be, lizard. This traitor needs my attention.
I heard rumour Mordus is working for the Order. What say you?
Working for the DO, I bet.
Yes, of course.
Bishop Alexander was slain by singers. How rich you are.
Stew is good. Approaching us the wrong way.
This must be the place Loha mentioned. It looks unassuming enough.
The dwarf is unnaturally still. You might mistake her for a corpse, were it not for a slight twitch of her eyelids. She calmly opens her left eye, then her right.
What do you want? Nah, nice quiet spot for a dwarf to get some...
The dwarf unfolds her arms and shoots to her...
All right, lizard. Right glad Lohar ain't left us here to wither. Those brutes are taking their sweet time down there. I gotta send word soon. Who knows? Anything that gives away what Mordus has been up to. Probably got all sorts of tricks for covering his tracks, but the goons downstairs should sniff out. That weird priest's been hanging around Lohar for ages. Now he's vanished. Those half-wits below will know more. Get to it then. But tell the lunkheads that Glenn has sent you before they bash your brains in.
Down the hatch then.
Then please. Oh yes, I'm level up.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this?
Yes, sir.
What? You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. The warlock has to do it for it to budge by her own hands.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? What? You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. Why the warlock asking do it to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands?
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? What? You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. Why the warlock asking do it to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands?
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. Why the warlock asking do it to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands?
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. Why the warlock asking do it to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands?
Very nice.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
I've spotted something.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours.
Just what you're doing, I think.
Why the warlock asking
Maybe if we had a...
I've spotted something.
Oh.
Skull. It's missing an eye. As far as locks go, this one's pretty macabre.
Oh.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Duna to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands. You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Duna to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours.
Skull. It's missing an eye. As far as locks go, this one's pretty macabre.
CV level 2. Oh.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? What? You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. You have more luck asking
go.
dude
The door's opening.
than for it to budge by your own hand.
By Duna's dagger, dragon. You here to free us or kill us?
The male dwarf expels 2 lungfuls of air and glances happily at his companion.
We've only been fretting here for a few hours, but it's felt like days. That snot-nosed priest's as slippery as a snake in an oil drum.
अच्छा ये पहला बंदा है जिसने हमें नजर नहीं हमें ड्रैगन बोला.
Ain't found nothing that lets on what Mortis is up to. Only thing we managed were to close that door and get us stuck. And if there's another door out there, never could find it.
Nohar ain't gonna be pleased.
Ain't no telling where that priest has gone to. Started acting all funny not so long ago, then flew the coop. Well, at first, he was just buddying around with Lohar and the rest, you know. But then he'd start looking all sickly and run off for a day or two.
When all in all, then he started to coop it alive.
Then some stranger tried taking old Lohar down, but got himself caught and tied up. Ain't no coincidence Mortis went hanging around.
She taps a finger against her forehead.
A woman knows things. Nothing's getting past me. Best we head off then. We've got business to...
Modern rap. John is fuck.
Careful now. That's a trap.
Well, this won't do. If I can get stuck, then I can get unstuck.
We are stuck. Tell me मुझे क्या मिली है pancakes. There you go. The cover, it smells like this particular beer missed more than one laundry day. Just walking about it like you found panties and they're like, you know.
Lohar will want to know of this.
Damn.
Pray speak.
It's missing an eye. As far as locks go, this one's pretty macabre. A skull. It's missing an eye. As far as locks go, this one's pretty macabre.
Game नहीं है इस हिसाब में. Very slow.
The carved figure is a resplendent sight in this ramshackle village. Your touch creates a ripple across the mosaic, as if it were water and not stone. A comforting...
Yeah. फिर हम लोग मिशन करते हैं अपने एरिया में एक फाइट दिखाते हैं एंड दिस इज फाइट ये थैंक यू ऑर्डर
Those fingers of yours will ever heal.
Better get out there before Maldus makes it all the way, all right? That's right. Lost one of my best lads, Anhar. Didn't get Charlie's body back.
You ain't gonna last much longer.
ये खत्म नहीं हुआ था लेट इट मॉडर्स नेक्स्ट
Why you gotta make us hurt ya?
Oh fuck.
Nothing.
देखा मैंने निश्चित करे कितनी तेजी से भाग
Better get out there before Maldus makes it all the way past our... I asked you for a man, not a note.
He takes the letter from your hands and reads it quickly, face hardening with anger as he reaches the end.
Bloody goddamn spit-sucking weasel!
Spit-sucking weasel.
This is bad. Not just for me and mine. Not just for you and yours. This is bad. For everyone. Hell if I know, but it don't sound good. Seems as though Mordus wasn't mine after all. Trouble is, I don't know whose he is. Of course. That's why I haven't heard from the cave. Sabotage. Listen up, I need your help. We all do. Mordus has his hands on something dangerous. Something I was trying to protect us from. Not just my folks. The whole damn realm. Look, me and mine, we move classified cargo. Take it right off Magister ships and put it into the hands of those that will use it rightly. Trouble is, we came across something no one ought to have. Not the Magisters, not my folks, not the gods themselves. I ordered it to be destroyed. I guess Mordus, whoever he's working for, wants it for themselves. That can't happen. The less you know, the better. Trust me, my people had an operation up in the caves outside town. Haven't heard from them in a couple of days now. I thought maybe we'd lost the messengers to Voidwoken in the hills, but now I bet my lucky left foot Mordus is in the cave. You've got to get to him before he gets his hands on that cargo. Pray to whoever you pray to that it ain't too late. Finally, someone with a little sense around here. Give me your map. I'll show you where we were operating, where I think Mordus will be. I don't want to know what'll happen if he gets what he's after.
Why you gotta make us hurt ya? Looking rough, Mole. Real rough. That's a lot of blood. You can end all this.
Think those fingers of yours will ever heal?
That's a lot of blood. Why you gotta make us hurt ya? Why you gotta make us hurt ya? You can end all this. Why you gotta make us hurt ya?